I sound good.
It's all right. Back, everybody, to Dan Excelsior episode 233? 233?
Yep.
I'm your host, Ricky. With me, as always, we got Dennis.
What's that?
Oh, you're delayed there for a second.
Oh, I am? I think you were delayed earlier too, so
Oh
we might
no,
have
we're
one of those
both delayed.
shenanigans. We might have shenanigans going on.
Oh man.
Maybe it'll catch up.
Happy 250th of this country.
I mean, was it happy?
It's the thing
were we happy about it? Were we happy about it?
What's like the lifespan on countries? Do most make it this long?
I think many have made it much longer than this one.
Have they?
Yes, Ricky. We came from England.
Age.
We came from England.
I'm willing to bet that we're like near the end, statistically.
I would not be willing to bet that.
I
would definitely not be willing to bet that. You're gonna bet that we've been around almost as long as China.
I'm talking about if you like on average of all the countries.
I still don't take your bet, because I feel like you're just basing that off a gut instinct and no actual metrics at all.
I'm looking up the stats right now.
Okay, well, that might help you. That might help you, but it might hurt you too.
We're definitely older than Congo. We're older than Egypt, modern Egypt.
Modern Egypt.
We're older than. Yeah, we're pretty up here.
This is what you want to talk about today on our Mostly Marvel podcast.
I mean, you questioned, you brought the question up.
I asked if it was happy, and you still haven't answered that question.
I mean, I don't think it was objectively. I don't think it was happy.
Okay, cool. There you go. Now you've answered my question.
Was yours happy?
Oh no. Mine was fine, but I chose not to observe the day of. I chose to just do my own thing and not go and partake in the festivities of the day. Yeah, I did see fireworks the day before.
By choice or
yeah, they're right by my house. It's half of one, maybe not completely by choice, like but they're there. They're like a block away from my house, so I might as well watch them. Yeah. But
do you still enjoy fireworks or
not particularly? No.
All right.
They don't really do much for me at this point, but they're there. They're there. Just for anybody tuning in and wondering what the hell is going on with this episode, we are eventually going to talk about season 2 premiere of X-Men 97, all 3 episodes.
Eventually, after we go through the countries.
Yeah, we're going to go through all the countries. We're going to do the Animaniacs song. But we will be talking about that. But as always, we like to get warmed up with some nerd topics, and also apparently 4th of July trivia is another.
I mean, it's not 4th of July trivia.
It's related to 4th of July. That was the impetus of this entire conversation. But we also like to talk about what have you been nerding out on, Wiki, or myself.
What did I nerd out on this weekend? Honestly, it's a lot of the World Cup. It was a lot of World Cup happenings. just watching, trying to understand soccer a little bit more. But in terms of nerdy stuff by our standards, I started watching Project Hail Mary, if that counts.
Oh, yeah. I watched the whole thing.
You're glitching out.
I said I watched the whole thing.
And I fell asleep like halfway through, but to my own accord, not to any fault of the movie. I did enjoy it up until I fell asleep.
I see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, even though it says, or Ricky thought he was losing me, apparently it's I who have lost him, or it's all of us who have lost him. So I will keep it going and just let people know the things I've been nerding out on this week. It's kind of weird. I've been nerding out on a lot of old school television, watching old episodes of G.I. Joe for fun, just because I know it may not be in Ricky's news, but Danny McBride is confirmed that Paramount is moving forward with his script of a G.I. Joe reboot movie. And so maybe I've been watching that subconsciously because I knew that was it was coming, or maybe I just felt like watching G.I. Joe. That's a thing. I've also been watching wrestling, which I have mentioned on the show many times. And I've also been playing various nerdy games. I just beat Marvel Superheroes Cosmic Invasion. Or Marvel Cosmic Invasion, I can't remember. So who in fact had the connection issues?
Maybe you?
Probably not me, because I've been holding down the fort this whole time while you've been gone.
Oh, I've done that.
I was just updating the audience on random things that I've been nerding out on because I figured I had to keep the words going anyways.
Anything bear repeating?
Aside from Project Hail Mary, I watched a lot of G.I. Joe, and I mentioned that Paramount is moving forward with a script from Danny McBride on that. So it's cool to get to bone up on that. I also mentioned I beat Marvel Cosmic Invasion finally, and wrestling.
I beat Spider-Man 2 in the game.
Oh, the PS5 game.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, okay. That's cool. What did you think of that one?
I think I like the first one a bit more.
I think the first one is better, and I think Miles is better than both.
I don't know about the second part of that statement, but
I think there's more gameplay, more diverse gameplay in Miles.
Sure.
Like gameplay wise, like he just has more going on than Peter.
And he has more. He does everything and more.
Yes.
I don't like Venom.
I don't like Venom in that game, but I also am not a big fan of Venom in general.
Venom doesn't rank up here.
Yeah.
Speaking of Danny McBride, I did hear about that news, the G.I. Joe news, and I'm happy. I'm happy for Joe's to get another crack at it.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is it's not just that one that he has a script for. Like, I guess
he had a Dreadnoks movie.
Yeah, he had a Dreadnoks movie, and they're like, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But Dreadnoks are Joe adjacent, right?
They are in the Joe story. Yeah, they're the bikers. They're all the crazy, mostly Australian bikers that are mercenaries working for Cobra. And I would love to see a movie about them, but I do understand that we probably, for the larger audience, need to start with a G.I. Joe group.
I didn't realize he wrote the screenplay for Underworld.
I don't think he wrote that by himself, because I've seen and met one of the other people who wrote the screenplay for Underworld.
Screenplay by Danny McBride, story by Kevin
Oh, there you go. Kevin is the one I've seen that.
He's the story, but the screenplay is Danny McBride.
Yeah. He did the story, and he's in most of he's actually a werewolf in most of those movies too. That Kevin guy. He's a very large man. But okay. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that either. Awesome news. What else have you been nerding out on? That, by the way, whatever you did, your connection's perfect now.
I just turned it off and turned it back on.
Okay, that works.
No, I really didn't do much. It was like a 3.5-day weekend, and most of it was just spent either cleaning, watching soccer, or eating.
I took my friend Chi was visiting for the weekend.
You guys went to the fair, right?
We went to the fair on Friday. It was so packed. And then we went to Ninja Exchange on Saturday. It was not packed at all.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun to just show him around that place and be like, hey, maybe you take your kids here next time they come down and stuff. I love Ninja Exchange. I ended up picking up some random GI Joes while I was there. But yeah, it's a really, really cool place. I highly recommend that you go there next time you come down on a weekend. It has to be on a weekend. But it's basically the
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yep, it's basically the Frankensons of San Diego, or really close.
Yeah, but is it better than Frankensons though?
I think it is because the prices are fair, as opposed to Frankensons, which are not.
Yeah, but there's a quantity aspect to Frankensons.
I don't think Frankensons has more.
All right.
I think they're comparable, but I could be wrong. The booths are smaller at Ninja Exchange, but whatever. It's like mini Comic-Con. It's like what Comic-Con was a million years ago. That's what
good.
I'm
kidding.
It's good. It's good. It was always good.
Oh man, yeah. Comic-Con it's coming.
It's 2 weeks from tomorrow, right?
The show floor got released, so you can look at where we can plan.
We can plan
our shopping.
All right.
It's the same as last year. And we'll probably stop at the same place as last year.
Yeah, I wonder what Hasbro's policy is this year around on me. We'll see.
So now we got two of you.
We did last year though too.
Power in numbers.
He did have the sticker last year.
Speaking of numbers, I had a pivot for that, and I lost my pivot.
Okay. Speaking of numbers, how many minutes into Project Hail Mary did you get, and why did you stop?
Oh, probably like 35, 45 minutes. It was after the Mexico World Cup game, mm-hmm. where I overconsumed, as they said. So, but it was still too early to go to bed, right? So I had to watch something for like a hot minute. And I'm like, I want to watch this. But I was fighting a battle just to sleep.
I see. So, I understand. That's fair. Yeah.
But I did that. I do. It's weird that it makes the excuse for why Spider-Verse is now getting delayed for another year. It makes it somewhat valid because that is, from what I've seen, that is a quality movie. Project Hail Mary, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't understand why. If you have timetables, you have assistant directors, you have a lot of different people to help. Plus, the animation is that's a whole animation director outside of the directors. So mm-hmm. I feel like there's no reason that they couldn't have kept going with both, but we'll one day learn. I don't know the intricacies of what was going on behind the scenes in Spider-Verse, But that damn movie better come out and it better fulfill everybody's expectations, which is not. It's not
When
good.
the first one's 2018, right?
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Is the next one next year? Or is
It's
it
definitely not this year.
Yeah,
it could be 2028.
Oh my god, it's crazy. Yeah, no. Do you have fun news? Oh yeah, I should mention before we go to the news. Did you get your Mephisto? I got my Mephisto.
Yes, he's in my closet.
I haven't.
I'm actually purging some legends I have had. Like I somehow bought an extra Scarlet Spider, which has proven to be somewhat advantageous for what it's going for. Okay. Or sorry, Superior Spider-Man. Sorry. And I've had a Happy Hogan 2-pack with the Golden Iron Man that's also been proven to be advantageous to hold on to.
Nice. Okay.
I'm just unloading. It's kind of my pre-Comic-Con cleanse for
yeah, pick up some extra
for fun money. Yeah, fun money for the next couple of weeks. But
that's cool.
I don't recommend keeping Legends new in box, but there's some that it has proven not to be a terrible investment.
I only have 2. I have a retro card Moon Knight only because I got it because normally the retro cards do something different, like a paint job or something different.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got him, I looked at him and I compared him to the one that I have already, and he's exactly the freaking same toy. He's just on a retro card. So I was like, fine, I'll keep him in the box. And then I just got, Lindsay got me for our anniversary last week. She got me the I Love You 3000 Iron Man, which is
wow,
really pink.
Do you guys still do the gifts? The like a theme for each number?
Well, that was our dating anniversary, so no theme for that one. We do the theme for the wedding one though. I just like to celebrate it because like for as many years as we've been together married, there's 4 more years we've been together not married, and so I think that is worth celebrating. We've been together more than a third of our lives, which is pretty crazy.
Crazy when you put it that way.
Yeah. A third of it was spent living with my parents. A third of it was spent with Lindsay, or over that, and then we don't talk about the other third. It gets weird. But if 2/3 of your life is, 2/3 of your life is, I mean, you've probably spent, at least half of your life living with your parents, right?
Well, actually, yeah, yeah.
I did the math right. You've more than half your life.
No, we're actually true. Kind of.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Even, huh? Yeah, I forgot that. You did the high school in another state for like the last.
I pulled a Fresh Prince.
You did a Fresh Prince. I forgot. You're not. It's not a normal thing. You're correct. You are one of the exceptions.
I have now surpassed.
Yeah, the halfway mark, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, see, it's I like to celebrate milestones like that. And speaking of milestones, I bugged you the other day, but I realized I think we probably talked about it, but I don't remember actually discussing the celebration of your birthday.
I do not mind. I do not. I'm terrible with birthdays myself. I'm a terrible person to remember. I'm a terrible gift giver. I'm a terrible at all of it. So I don't. Any reciprocation's appreciated, but it's never. You know what I mean?
But it was in June, right? It was in June.
Yeah. So funny enough, this is the first birthday I've had without a Facebook account since I was like a teenager.
Wait, you don't have a Facebook account at all anymore?
Yeah, I completely deleted the Facebook part of my. I still have an Instagram account, but no more Facebook.
Oh, okay.
It's been liberating,
In
but
fairness, I don't use mine at all. Like
well, yeah,
I don't. But
I didn't use it anyways for the past like decade, but the only reason I kept it was for the photos. So I finally did. It takes like it's a pain in the ass to cancel. You have to like do the data dump, and then request to cancel, and then it takes like a full month to actually go through. It's crazy.
Yeah, I knew that.
But
I've had to delete an Instagram because I made one time for a class. Like my class required me to make one, and I had to make it with my name, and I had to use an actual email address, and it was so frustrating because people started finding me because it was recommending it to my friends, and I'm like, no, this is my class account. And so like I had to delete it because it was confusing. It was confusing people, and so it took 30 days after you had to delete things. So I really understand.
The one benefit of a Facebook that I think is underappreciated is birthday reminders. Every day you get the little update like, oh, this person's birthday is today. Wish them a happy birthday.
That's probably why I didn't remember to say anything on your actual birthday, because
there was a significant dip in outreach.
Oh, you know what it was? I just realized last month I got fed up and I finally went into Facebook and I turned off like all the notifications. That's why I just realized. I was like, I've never missed. I
mean, but you wouldn't have gotten it anyways. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
It's been gone. I've deleted it since like January.
But what I'm saying is, I don't know what other birthdays I've been missing too.
Yeah.
Because I
know like the handful off the top of my head, but people, acquaintances, whatever. I'm never gonna see their birthdays.
Well, I hope you said happy birthday to your aunt on Friday.
Oh. I did after I was reminded too.
Okay.
No, I did. Yeah.
Cool. Just checking. Just checking. I bought her an inappropriate gift. It was pretty funny.
What's inappropriate about it?
Well, you know she has dyslexia, right? Your aunt.
Yes.
Did you know that? Okay, you did know that, right? I saw a T-shirt online that cracked me up. It said, "I have sex daily," and then it scratches out sex daily and then writes dyslexia. I did not realize that sex daily was an anagram for dyslexia, but it is. It's all the same letters. It made me laugh. It cracked me up. I sent it to her. She found it amusing as well. Yeah. And then I was like, wait a second. Did I get Ricky a present for his birthday? But
I did not get a sex daily shirt.
In fairness, I have no problem making it up at Comic-Con. That's just easier that way. Easier.
It's always appreciated. But yeah, it was in many ways my birthday a month ago was it's kind of nice, you know. Just like I like the outreach is nice, but sometimes it's like I don't know. I get like phone
like the quiet. You like the quiet.
I get phone anxiety and stuff like that. So it's nice to just
in fairness, I have many birthdays in my life where I'm just like, hey, I don't want anybody to come over. Let's just play games online, and I'm just gonna sit in my underwear and eat pizza, and it's perfectly fine. Like, it's your day, you get to do it how you want, so don't feel bad about it. Would you like to move on to the news now?
Yes.
Let's do it.
My mouse died.
Nice.
Here we go. I got it. Alrighty. So remember a couple months ago, we had mentioned that Marvel bought a stake into Webtoons, the online webcomics platform. Okay. And the kind of underline was that?
I said okay.
the underlying tone of that was maybe this is like them trying to firm up the Marvel Unlimited service, which is their subscription comic service. With it's not the best back end of a site, so it makes sense to go after webtoons. But there's some leaks, some rumors coming out that this is actually a bigger move to phase out publishing entirely from Disney. Like they want to get out of the publishing business of actual print and just do everything through a webtoons.
I feel like I saw something about that recently on social media. Somebody saying if you're not going to print them, it's not pirating if I print them. I think that was what I saw. Wow, that's right on the heels of PlayStation, huh?
Yeah, I was about to say that's some spicy news considering PlayStation is not doing discs by 2028, I believe.
And they're suffering in the PR department because of that right now. So,
but Xbox is right there to one up every time.
I feel like I understand where Marvel's coming from, but like there's a component of comic books that is being completely glossed over in that decision, which is people want to have a physical object, you know what I mean, to collect.
Mm-hmm.
And we have learned time and time again that digital objects we collect are not actually owned by us. They're licensed to us, and they have the ability to take them away whenever they want. Boy, you better believe I was faced with that last night. My neighborhood had an internet outage. And that is I don't get those much. I might be one of the first ones I've had in years. Way more common to get a power outage, especially during like heat waves and stuff like that.
Yeah, power outage. If your cables are underground, it's not as big of an issue these days.
It's not, but it is a very strange issue to have because you're not faced with it. When you have a power outage, we all understand how to exist in that. That's a very bare bones. We might need to light candles depending on how late this goes. We might need, let's go outside, enjoy fresh air, depending on how the weather is, you do very different things when the power's out. But when the internet's out, you still are in the comfort of your own home. You still have things you can do, but it's really funny to start realizing how many things you can't do. Like for example, I came to my room to try and take, I was like, okay, I'll just go do photos of all the toys I got from this weekend and stuff. And then I realized that I couldn't tell the Alexa to turn my lights on.
Hello. I'm here to help with any questions you have about Alexa.
I did that.
Just let me know what you'd like to know, and I'll do my best to provide useful information.
That is my fault. I thought I could get away with it. Never mind. But I couldn't do that to turn my lights on, which it's a first world problem for sure. It's an accessibility thing for me. So I had my wife turn that on. And then I wanted to use the phone, and I realized that I couldn't connect I want to use the camera. But I couldn't connect my phone to the camera because it needs a Wi-Fi to do that. And I was just like, wow, this is really weird because like you don't realize what things require the internet until. But the thing I was joking about was I was pointing to if this goes real long, we're pulling out the PS3 or PS4 and we're opening up that giant crate I have of Blu-rays and DVDs. Because I like keeping those because you never know.
More and more I'm inclined to do the whole Plex server thing.
That's fine. That's fine too.
Like I think I'm ready to do that. But also on the flip side of that coin is like I'm starting to become like in network or in area for like 5G internet service. And it's like, oh, okay, this is this is kind of where we're just gonna go eventually.
But at the end of the day, though, like, what is a comic company that doesn't sell comics?
Well, it's like the
I mean, they're becoming
ship of Theseus question,
they're
right?
becoming a it is.
Are comics the stories and the medium, or is it the story or the format or the medium? I guess.
I think I'd rather be a person that's not saying get off my lawn, and I'd rather entertain the idea. But I am curious what it does to Comic Con.
Yeah, this will be a spicy topic for the next couple of years.
Yeah. Any word on DC? Does DC have similar plans?
Nope. But I was thinking DC has a stake in webtoons right now too.
Because All-Star Batman's selling like hotcakes, man. That's why.
And look, I can see them.
Yeah.
Them pulling out of publishing doesn't inherently mean there's gonna stop being printed comics.
Yeah, they could find a publisher for them.
Yeah, but it'll definitely mean there's gonna be less.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's a spicy one for sure. I have not officially heard that news, so that's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's wild. Now it makes me want to keep all my old comics instead of trying to find a way to get rid of them.
Get them graded and get them.
No, keep them to read them, man. That's what I'm saying.
That's what webtoons is for.
Not when the internet goes down. Not when the internet goes down.
Speaking of stuff that went down, some more nuggets on Supergirl came out.
Yeah,
this movie definitely underperformed by all metrics.
It did it do worse than Madam Web?
It did worse than Madam. It did worse than Madam Web and Morbius.
That's crazy, dude.
From the Hollywood Reporter, there's just news coming out on the creative differences between the leadership team of James Gunn and Peter Safran and the director Craig Gillespie. Long story short is the movie was finished last January, and pretty much all of last year was testing. And nobody's cut made it past the 60% mark out of 100, which is never a good sign.
I thought one of them got 2 more points.
Like one was like 68.
The Gillespie one got 2 more points than
the leadership team's movie scored higher technically, but not.
Oh no, I thought Gillespie's scored 2 points higher.
Yeah, Gillespie. No. The leadership teams did.
Oh really? Okay.
But it was a difference of 2 points.
Gotcha.
So take it as you will. That movie, I think
this episode is sponsored by Minimint.
Sponsored by Minimint. It had its issues, which is unfortunate. But nonetheless, the DCU continues on.
It's kind of awkward because James Gunn started this whole experiment by saying that he was going to champion new creatives and support their creative visions, and then we find out that he's like, well, mostly they still released the movie, but I think they had to, right? They're not in the business of not releasing movies right now.
I don't think either approach isn't wrong, but to your point, when you go out and when you make it when you plant a flag with that statement of we're gonna be different, it's come on. But it's a weird choice. It's a weird choice to put a Supergirl movie a year and change after a Superman movie,
right? Like the real kicker would have been to release it a month after the first one, right?
Yeah,
that would have been pretty crazy, right? Like that movie would
have been cool,
gangbusters, because then people would go do double features, watch both of them. You know what I mean? And it would have ridden the high.
I saw it on Reddit, but someone was mentioning this is phase 4 movies in phase 1.
Fair. That's fair. But I
Like,
with that said, I think that's no. You know what? That's not fair because Thor and Incredible Hulk were in Phase 1, and those are not great movies. They're just not.
they're foundational though.
They're foundational, and so was Supergirl.
Yeah. Well, it's to be determined if how foundational it is.
I think it established who she is and how she's different from Superman. Mission accomplished. You know,
Fair.
and she is there in Metropolis now. She is part of his super family. You know what I mean?
I think it's we're about to be 3 movies in a couple months with Clayface, which I think looks good.
I don't think
But
that will be foundational.
You need your Nick Fury, right? You need your Agent Coulson, as you will.
Yeah.
What are who are they fighting? Who will the Justice League eventually fight?
Yeah. On a similar note, I will, and it's not a knock specifically at James Gunn and Peter Safran, but it is a knock at Warner Brothers and the people in charge of DC projects, like media projects. I think it's pretty wild that in the 80 plus years of Wonder Woman existing, why does she not have a cartoon? Why does she never have a cartoon? Why is there never, like, she is the most famous female superhero ever.
Like a solo cartoon?
Yeah. Why are we constantly cranking out Batman cartoons or Superman? I'm not saying I wonder why we're cranking out Batman cartoons. I understand why, but why are we not also? Why has Crypto gotten several cartoons, and yet Wonder Woman has not?
There's been Wonder Woman animated films.
There has been a Wonder Woman animated film, yes, which was really good, by the way. So, isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? That like Superman content and Batman content constant stream of that stuff. But if they always say, because like, if you were to ask people about the Mount Rushmore of comic books, right? People always get kind of weirded out because the Mount Rushmore is kind of weird for comics superheroes is what I meant to say. The Mount Rushmore of superheroes is like by default Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then you just have one left and it's usually Spider-Man. Right? And most people universally accept the first part of that statement, which is that by default you have to include Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman because they're super old. They're like 3 of the oldest and most long-lasting IPs ever, like in the history of comic books. And yet there is no Wonder Woman cartoons like ever. That's super strange.
DC superhero girls.
Yeah, with like a bunch of them, like Harley Quinn. they had to bring in that Green Lantern, but like she doesn't get to be in her own shows. It was Linda Carter was the first and last time. That's it. That's so weird to me. I don't understand. And that was a wildly successful show too, which makes it even crazier to me that we have not done that again since then.
Well, they tried.
They did try with Adrian Pilecki. I do know that. Yes.
What?
Anyways, that's my weird tangent. I just had to throw that out there. What do you guys think? Anybody listening? Do you think that we should have more Wonder Woman media in our TV spaces or streaming spaces or whatever? I feel like she's getting the raw end of the deal here.
What's a better show, Wonder Woman or Wonder Man?
Wonder Woman. You crazy.
I'm posing the question.
You're crazy. Wonder Woman is awesome. She is an icon, man.
I know shade against Linda Carter, but you did like Wonder Man a lot.
I did, but I'll take Wonder Woman all day. To quote Ricky, Wonder Woman is foundational. She like gave so many in a generation a hero to look up to. You know what I mean? It was her and the Incredible Hulk were what we had the reruns to watch on TV back as as kids, as Gen Xers. That's it. It's those two, and then you could watch really old reruns of Adam West Batman. That was your options.
Was the show canceled for the Hulk, or am I thinking of it backwards?
The Hulk show ended, but then they ended up doing many TV movies, several for many years, all the way up until I think the 90s, the early 90s, or
the Hulk.
Yeah, the Incredible Hulk it might have been very late 80s, but yeah, because the Hulk show started I think in 81 or maybe even 70s. I can't remember. Wonder Woman's older than the Hulk, the show, but it definitely ran well into the. I mean, his story ran well past.
There are multiple Reddit posts about the question that you just proposed, as recently as a month ago.
Right? It makes no sense if you really think about it. Like, why? Like, that's the only reason I brought it up, because you're saying the third movie is going to be Clayface, and we're trying to talk about how we're building this universe out, and I'm like, dude, start with Wonder Woman. Like, why do we always start with Batman and Superman? Start with Wonder Woman. Let's build it out from there. Let's try it. But it's too late now because we already started.
Like the further along we get in the DCU, it's like, where's Batman? Like,
yeah, you need to get those three out there fast so that we're not saying, where was she this whole time? You know what I mean? Because that's what made Wonder Woman the movie weird.
Like, I mean, we got. It depends on what the 7 or what the Justice League is.
But she's older than all of them.
Yeah, what I'm saying. You need at least Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman.
Yeah.
We got a Green Lantern in the mix, so you got 4 of them. Hawk Girl.
But like Wonder Woman's like way older than them. You know what I mean? And so like it's really weird to me that like we choose to like gloss over her so much. Anyways,
was she created by DC or no?
Yeah. She's created by the guy who made the lie detector.
Really?
Yes. John Marston, I think is his name. Yeah, that guy's. There's a whole movie about him, and his 2 contributions to modern society: the lie detector and Wonder Woman. And he was way into bondage too. Gives a new context to the lasso of truth.
All right. Well, that's our news for today. We can move on to X-Men. X-Men 97.
Like, doesn't it feel weird to not just be able to like play the music right now? Like, I want to just hear the music.
I mean, you can hum it.
I don't want to get copyrighted. My hymns are perfect, you know. So perfect pitch. Before we even talk about the rest of the show, how satisfying was it to just hear the music again? I know you like the skip intro.
No, I did watch because they're all different.
I know, right? That was sick. Every episode had a different intro.
Look, one of the best parts of the Tom Holland Spider-Man is his theme is a fancier version of the Amazing Spider-Man song from the TV show. Great choice. And all I'm saying is we're coming up on some big X-Men years. And when that song, that song needs to play in the movie, but I know when it will, it's gonna hit like crack.
Yeah.
Straight into the veins.
Yeah. I had a interesting conversation with someone the other day we were talking about how before X-Men 97 came out, Disney had a chance to just try something different with the reboot of X-Men. But after X-Men 97 came out, the bar was set so damn high that Disney has no choice but to make their X-Men either look a lot like the ones from the cartoon or absolutely nothing like the ones from the cartoon, which will not go well for them if they do the latter. You know what I mean? Like that, this cartoon has defined what X-Men should be for not just one generation, but now 2 generations. And that's pretty crazy. But you're right. The music is part of it. It's part of it. It's just you can't deny it. Whenever the action starts in the middle of the episode and they start playing the music again, I'm like, let's go. Let's watch it. Let's go. What did you think so far? We are 3 episodes in already. We got to join the X-Men who are now scattered throughout time. Some are thrown back to the past in 3000 BCE to the beginnings of En Sabanur, who will become Apocalypse, and then others are cast all the way into the future. I think the 40th century was it, and at the height of Apocalypse's power, and also some are still stuck in the 90s. They just got left behind, right? I think it's Jubilee and Sunspot got left behind, and Cable and Bishop. No, sorry, is it Bishop and Forge are there left with the question of how do we need to get the X-Men back? What do we do? So I think one goes to the past, one goes to the future. And meanwhile, Cable is trying to deal with the present. Right? Yeah. I think I summed that up pretty good. And that's kind of where the 3 episodes kind of go, right? Is like, I think I'm very happy they gave us 3 episodes because we got to visit each of the time periods that we're in, right?
Yeah, you see what everyone's up to.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Off the bat, I do like Apocalypse. I like that character. I like learning more about that character. I think it's a neat juxtaposition to show the beginning and presumably the end of what is Apocalypse. I think that's a neat way to spin it. I'm more excited about the beginning part because it kind of gets revealed that he's fighting Ramatut, which is a king.
It is a king. We have not revealed that yet in the story, but I should point out that is probably one of the most fun parts about X-Men 97 is there's always Easter eggs. There's always there's so much Marvel comics in every episode, and I find myself biting my lip because I watch it with Lindsay and she's like, "Who's Mother Ascani?" And I'm like, "Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to let the show tell you?" You know what I mean? Because I am very confident now that eventually they will tell you things. So you happen to know who Ramatot is because we have gone in a deep dive on Kangs before, right? And we've talked about this, but she does not remember that conversation. And so I was inclined to not tell her, but she asked, she really wanted to know. And I'm like, you want to know? It's Kang. It's Kang. And I think that was a bold move of them to choose to do Kang. But in fairness, Kang does have run-ins with Apocalypse back in those days. So it makes sense.
Yeah, if timeline wise, it fits.
Yeah.
I think it's more exciting.
And also time travel is not foreign to the X-Men story at all. Yeah.
They're all hopping around. I think it's like there was a time at Marvel when certain characters were undergoing issues on other parts of the company, they would just get put on ice indefinitely, like the X-Men. So to just have a Kang who got kicked out of an Avenger movie coming out later this year, for him to pop back up is cool. You know, it's just a cool reminder that they're willing to play with all the toys. You know, even though this is an X-Men show, the X-Men, like in the comics, do deal with all parts of that universe. So to me, that was more exciting stuff. To be honest, the least exciting part of all this for me is the Cable stuff, or like the Nathan Summers part.
Okay.
But I do like seeing I didn't really understand what X Factor was before watching the show. I'm assuming they're somewhat similar in the comics.
Oh, I'm so ready to nerd out on you.
But to see, to really get an understanding of the differences between like the red team, the blue team, the X Force, X Factor, all these.
You mean the gold team and the blue team?
Oh, gold team and blue team. Yeah. It's nice to like have meaning assigned to these names.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how much research you've done, but you know that there's been more than one team called X Factor. Are you aware of that? And are you aware that the costumes that Jean and Cyclops are wearing in the future, underneath their jackets,
the X Factor suits
are actually the X Factor costumes, which they never show where they got these costumes because they were not wearing those when they got lost in time, right? They were actually wearing the original costume, their original X-Men costumes or not their original, but like their first non-uniform costumes when they got sucked into the past or no future. They went to the future. Sorry, they went to the future. And I thought it was interesting because when they appear, they're wearing X Factor costumes, but they're disguised. I thought that was really cool because X Factor, that comic happened at a time when X-Men was huge in the comics. Like it was just super huge. And they're like, we need way more X titles because they had one called Classic X-Men. It was just telling different stories that may fit here and there in timeline. There's regular Uncanny X-Men. And then there's Jim Lee's X-Men. And they're like, what more can we do? Let's make new teams. So they had X-Force and X Factor. And the primary function of X Factor was let's make a team of the original 5 X-Men, but let's have them go on like break off from Xavier because maybe they feel like he's lost his way. And they ended up having it be more action oriented and be focused with the main villain of that comic being Apocalypse. So I thought it's really cool that their costumes that they're wearing in the season that's completely focused on Apocalypse. It was a nice little nod. But then I also really liked that they brought in the second X Factor, which, by the way, has appeared in the original cartoon back in the day. Same damn costumes. So I thought
Cyclops
that was cool.
Is brother.
Cyclops' brother Havoc and Strong Guy and Polaris and Wolfsbane. Is it Wolfsbane?
Yeah, it's Wolfsbane.
Is it Wolfsbane or Feral? There's two of them. I think it's Wolfsbane. I'm losing it though. It's Wolfsbane. It's Wolfsbane. No, it's not. Damn it. Feral is in X-Force. I think Wolfsbane is in X Factor. Somebody's gonna tear me up at some point in the comments on that one. But anyways, you get the point. And Multiple Man, right? And Multiple Man.
Wolfsbane.
Okay, it is Wolfsbane. Yeah. But yeah, that's another team that was actually set up by Valerie Cooper. So I like that Val was introduced last season because it kind of just works right into this. Like it's a government run mutant, mutant police. I think they called them the mall cop X-Men or mall cop X-Men.
Yeah, government's X-Men.
Yeah, that was really cool. Similarly, I like that we got to see a Horseman of Apocalypse from the old X-Men cartoon. But then we also got to see the final Horseman, which was a wild group of horsemen that we saw in that.
Yeah,
that was. And you know what was so funny is my friend Chi asked me, who's the drummer guy? And I'm like, dude, I couldn't tell you because like I'm not even sure.
If he doesn't have a toy, you don't know.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much. But then I realized I should have never said if he's not, like he could have just been made up, because that's not what the producers of this show have ever been about. Like, for example, every single mutant that is in the detention cells of X Factor that Jubilee frees, those are all characters. Those are all real characters from the comic books. And likewise, when I did my research before the show, it turns out the final Horsemen, those are all real characters from the comic books. They are wild, but they are a backup group of horsemen that Apocalypse assembled throughout time. So he pulled different mutants from different parts of human history to be his fail-safe in case all his other horsemen ever failed. You know what I mean? So that Minotaur guy is an actual guy from way back in Greek, like before the Greek period, that was a mutant that ended up looking like that, and many people told stories of the Minotaur that were based on him. That drummer guy is a Confederate soldier from the Civil War. It's weird, man. It's a lot of
Apocalypse is still the first mutant, technically.
In this universe, I believe he is. Yeah, I think there's, if you go back and look on like Wiki, you will find older ones. It makes it weird. I believe Selene in the comics is one of the oldest ones. She's the Black Queen from the Hellfire Club. Mm-hmm. But some, you could put Namor up there on the list at some point, although I think Namor likes to be called like the first mutant as well at some point. Like, it's hard to say, but like in X-Men lore, Apocalypse is definitely one of the oldest. Mm-hmm. We'll just say that, you know. But yeah, I enjoy watching everybody get to learn more about Apocalypse, because like I think if you watch enough X-Men cartoons, you eventually get your answers to questions. You know what I mean? Like who's Mother Ascani? I think you have a pretty good idea of who Mother Ascani is now, right?
Oh, I have no idea who she is.
Oh, really? She is another child of Scott and Jean from a different timeline. That is Rachel. That is Rachel Summers.
But like, at what point though?
It's a different timeline. I don't remember. I can't tell you the timelines. It's like tracking. It's like tracing Kane's. Like I can't tell you which why. There's too many Kanes. It's like that. So I actually really liked the Cable stuff because it was bringing the whole Summers Gray family together. And I also thought it was cool that we got to see young Nathan, and the look they gave him was very reminiscent of X-Man, who is another son of Scott and Jean from a different timeline, also named Nate, but he's named Nate Gray. And he has really strong telekinetic powers, and he has that one streak of white hair, I believe, in his hair. And he has the glowy eye, but he doesn't have the techno-organic virus, if I remember correctly. So I just thought I actually liked that episode because, like, well, you know, I'm a giant Cyclops fan. And so I appreciate it. Like, I love Cable because, you know, by extension, I have to, right? Like, it's like if I love Cyclops, yeah, I gotta love his kids. It's like my friend Chi. You know what I mean? Like you gotta love his kids, even if you didn't sign up for that when it started. But you know, that's just how it works, right? So I'll love your kids one day, even though you know I didn't sign up for that. But
that's fair. I appreciate it.
It's how it's supposed to go. So I treat my fictional characters the same way. So I appreciate that episode, but I think we all know what the best episode of the 3 was, right?
The third one?
No.
The second one?
Yes.
X-Force?
X-Force with Psylocke and Archangel. That was a badass episode.
Less problematic Psylocke.
A much less problematic Psylocke, but still every bit Psylocke. That was Psylocke all the way. That was Archangel all the way too. You know what I mean? Like you got their characters.
So Apocalypse turns them blue.
and gives him the wings.
But then he
and his rage issues.
But then he stops being a horseman, but he just stays the same.
In the cartoon, he stays the same.
Okay.
In the comics, eventually he finds a way to reverse it. But he's had very limited time in the comics. He had like a 2 or 3 part episode in the old. Sorry, I mean comics. I mean cartoon.
But
old cartoon,
he's Apocalypse adjacent.
He was in the 1990s, like when they were doing the first big Apocalypse story in the cartoon. That was the big story. Is Apocalypse he got Mystique to trick Angel into undergoing surgery to become his Horseman of Death. Yeah, and so that other guy with the blonde hair, the bowl cut.
Yeah.
He's one of the other horsemen in that story. Like they're all very generic-y looking characters besides Angel. It just makes Angel look cooler, next to them. But yeah, so it was also kind of interesting that they let Archangel kill that guy. But I think the really cool part about that episode, honestly, as flashy as Psylocke was and Archangel, which were like, this is like, these are fan favorite characters from the 90s because they were so 90s, right? They were just so 90s. I thought the really coolest thing about that episode that I didn't expect is how awesome Jubilee was. Not just in the action sequences, but also in being the moral compass of that team. To the point where Cable actually does a like she might have a point, you know what I mean? Like what's the point, if we're just going to go around killing everybody, like what are we doing this for? Like I don't remember exactly what she said, but I appreciated that she pushed that Cable needs to find a better way of doing this than killing, because that's just been Cable's thing since he started in the X-Men or in the cartoons. He always feels the need to kill the problem. Cable's essentially the Punisher of the X-Men universe.
Yeah. He's seen some shit.
He's seen so much shit that he's jaded, right? And I appreciate that this story is causing him to reflect on his childhood and remember where he came from.
Basically like Kyle Reese or John Connors.
He's 100% Kyle Reese, dude. Like, or John Connor, or both wrapped up into one. Like the X-Men story is.
They just ripped off Terminator.
Yes.
It's coming back in theaters. T2.
Even the first episode, like when Ford shows up to the future, those things just look like Terminators. Apocalypse is like soldiers. You know what I mean? Like that was 100% Terminator. But that's always been baked into the DNA of 90s X-Men. It's like there's an element of Terminator in there. Days of Future Past, okay, we're gonna do some Terminator shit. You know what I mean? Like time travel, robots, aliens, it's all in X-Men, man. And that's what I really love. And you don't even question it. You just let it happen because it's so fun and enjoyable. That said, I really do love the third episode also. I think probably the first episode was the weakest of the 3, but I did appreciate that, Jean and Scott got to be there for Cable for a minute. And Storm, when Forge is like, why are we staying here? And she's like, I am not going to be the one that tells a mother to say goodbye to her son. And I was like, I love you, Storm. You're just always there. We should go, before we even leave, before we end tonight, we should say it does not go unnoticed that poor Wolverine is going through some shit right now, man. Like that is a choice of a costume. He's having some health issues for sure. And those are not his optimal claws at all. Did you see him break? Did you see him break them off in the robot? He breaks them off. Yeah.
But I like the backseat that Wolverine takes in this show.
Yeah.
Because he is not the X-Men, right?
No, he's not.
He's
not.
definitely
In
he's got his
fairness,
own
though,
baggage.
in fairness, he is allowed to have his own episodes sometimes, and I think he will, because, like I said, he does not have his adamantium for the first time, and it is having an effect on him. Clearly, he is more feral. He is very upset, and I don't think that he's even really. It doesn't seem like he's really like doing his normal thing with Morph right now either. You know what I mean? Like, I think I don't know. It
It's
just
striking vipers with Morph.
you feel like they're not practicing striking vipers right now, and I feel bad for them. But I do say, like, I do think the funniest thing about the two teams, the way they split up, is Wolverine's doing all right because he got all the good ones. He got the strongest leaders and emotional support people. I feel really bad for the Egypt team because one, Rogue is still emotionally unwell. Just like let's
Yeah, but
not
you got
forget.
Professor X and Magneto.
No, but that's what I'm gonna say is Hank is over there trying to build his own device to get it back in time, uh, and then Nightcrawler's just like, maybe this is part of our fate, our destiny, and I'm like, well, you're really trying to rationalize a lot right now. But the hardest part for me is watching poor Charles sit there and watch Magneto manipulate him and Apocalypse. Magneto thinks, I think I can fix Apocalypse. You just got to let me try. And by the end of that episode, he has convinced Charles to sacrifice his principles and invade that guy's mind without permission at all. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure he's done it a billion times in the comics or in the cartoons before, but they made a point of saying that he wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? And then he does. Magneto may be the solution to a lot of problems, but he's also the cause of a lot of the problems that they have as X-Men. And that whole episode cracks me up watching him try to steer Apocalypse in a different direction, only to ultimately lead him to the exact direction he's supposed to go, right? But yeah, the only other thing that I had to like as a fun little nod I wanted to throw out there, since I'm really happy that you remembered Ramatut. That's awesome, and you know that you know who X Factor is. That's really cool. You X Force. You're no stranger to X Force. The original X Force was created by Cable in the comics, so this is perfect that he's making his own X Force now. But I don't know that you would know this one. All the new characters, the new voice actors. Do you know that this was a Star Trek: The Next Generation reunion?
No, because I never watched Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I know. There were 3 actors playing key characters in the show. Gates McFadden played Mother Ascani. She is Dr. Crusher from the original show. Who was the other one? Michael Dorn played
Worf.
Yeah, Worf. He played the general to En Sabanor. And then Ramatut is played by John Delancey, who played Q, which is like this extra dimensional being that would constantly be the foil to Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard. I just thought that was really cool that these 3, that like, I was trying to look up who the casting director is because I can't help but feel that,
like, intentional.
Well, I mean, it was definitely intentional, but I just know that back in the day in the 90s on a cartoon called Gargoyles, they had a lot of, that show was largely like 50% of the cast of Next Generation. So I was trying to find out if the casting director has any ties to either Gargoyles or that, but I couldn't find it today. I'll try to find that out for next time. But I would not be surprised if we see more of them in the show. I just thought that was a very interesting little tidbit. I do know that like Riker, the guy who played Riker, was the main villain of Gargoyles, and little by little, as that show progressed and got more popular, he started bringing his whole crew onto that show, and it's a sweet gig, right? Like I think voice acting is a stable gig, and it doesn't require you to look a certain way. Yeah, it pays the bills. So I just think it's cool that this time around, on one of the hottest cartoons that exists, 3 more of them showed up to just be to join the party. So, and they're great actors too, right? Like the guy playing Ramatut, that guy is awesome.
No, like the whole everything. It's a quality, even if you're not into the X-Men, you can't fault this show on the animation, or the voice acting.
Yeah,
all there. Like it's a very sound piece of media.
Can we address the elephant in the room?
The executive producer.
Yep.
And one of them.
Did you see that coming?
Well, I read the article I shared with you.
Yeah.
It was kind of the primer, and I mean, long story short, Beau DeMaio is a credited as an executive producer on this,
and he was fired before season 1 released.
Yes, which I mean, it's not. It's these things. This thing was already in the can before that show
was already written. Yeah, he'd already written the story.
And for better or for worse, this is the quality has maintained.
Well, you know what I thought was interesting about it, because I don't remember them being executive producers on the first season, but Larry Houston, Eric Lewald, and Julia Lewald were all credited as executive producers as well this season. I could have sworn they were credited as consulting producers last season. They are the 3 that made the original show. And so I knew that they had brought them on to be consultants on the first season, but it looks like they just are transitioning them to continue the show. And I got to say, if they're in charge of continuing it in season 3, we're good. We're good. We're fine. It might not hit as hard as season 1 did, but I think season 1 was dealing with things that were outside of our normal.
Yeah, no, go read that Variety article. Did you read it?
I read most of it. I didn't finish it.
There's some interesting nuggets in there about presumably what had happened. I think the exciting nugget was that after the internal success of X-Men 97, that they gave Beau DeMaio a pass on Blade.
Okay.
And he turned in a pass. He turned in a Blade script. It's kind of neat to see how the inner workings on, like, if you're good, right, you get other projects thrown at you.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're gonna revisit this conversation again once
we are.
Once season 3 comes out.
I didn't think we would be, but after season 2. But here we are. You know what? On the other hand of it, I do really appreciate that Marvel is giving credit where credit's due, because we know in the past that they may have not done that all the time.
Yeah.
So so props to Beau DeMaio. I think
props to Beau DeMaio's lawyer.
I think that we are telling a cool story. I think that it's not necessarily going to hit on the hot button social issues that we are experiencing right now in our lives the same way, because we're hanging out in different parts of history. But at the same time, that also gives us a very possible door to look at the lens of tyranny and or look at all the horrible things going on in our world through a different lens, right? Because we're saying, oh, well, that sucks for those people in Egypt, or that sucks for those people in the year 4000 or whatever. But maybe they're clever about it, and they continue to do the topical stuff the way X-Men always does. So I'm very excited for the rest of the season. Will I concede that these 3 episodes did not hit as hard for me as the first episode of last season? Yes, I will concede that. It didn't hit as hard, but I did geek out like a schoolgirl when Psylocke and Archangel showed up because I love them. I just love those 2 characters. I think I love one way more than the other. But they are very 90s. They are very much a part of my childhood, and I really appreciate that this show just continues to celebrate all the glory of 90s, like the 90s X-Men. It's a very special time, and so it's really cool. But yeah, if you got anything to add, go for it. I think I've exhausted myself talking about the show. Go watch it.
I think we'll
all
wrap
3
up
episodes.
there. Tune in next week when we talk about episode 4 of
Is it just
X-Men
one
97.
episode tomorrow?
Yeah, it's 1 episode per week.
Oh, it's 1 a week from now on.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought they were going to do it kind of like last time where it was a couple at a time. We're getting 1, huh?
Hold on, wait.
I will find this casting director.
It is 1 a week up until the 12th. So, yeah, stay tuned.
Did you go to Dave's? Dave's?
Not yet. I still need to go to Dave's.
I have Storm, Jean Grey, and Wolverine.
So you have to go back.
I've been trying to get the damn. I have 2 Jean Greys. I'm trying to get the damn Cyclops.
Yeah. All right, I'll go if I get an extra Cyclops. I'll let you know.
I went once on Wednesday.
You can just go and buy the toy. You don't have to go get a meal every time.
You can buy the toy?
Yeah, you just ask them.
What?
You didn't know that? You can go to McDonald's and buy toys.
How much cheaper is the toy?
I think they usually charge like $3 to $5.
Oh man, I'm going.
Just ask, yeah, can I just buy the toy? Most of the time they will let you buy the toy. Or like they won't let you pick because it's a blind bag, right?
Yeah, it's a blind bag.
But I'm surprised you didn't know that. You never went to McDonald's to buy toys?
No. But not intentionally as an adult. No. I just do. This is the first time I've ever done this. I just thought like I could use some chicken, and we went like it was when Chi was here. We got 3 meals, and
you made everyone give you their toy.
I didn't make everyone do that. I didn't do that. Jeez, it's cool. All right, you can sign us off now. We're done.
All right, with that, true believers. Enough said.